What's up, everybody? Gridbot Guru here, and today, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to chart a little bit on ACM. A couple days ago, what I ended up doing was I ended up saying I like ACM. I like ACM around this range, and I do feel like it is going to end up heading up. So what I ended up doing was I did a little write-up on Pionex. Put it on there. I have for a grid that I ended up taking, and which I still think there is time. What I ended up doing was I ended up going in with a low of 7.9 and a high of 8.8. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you why I picked those areas. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. First thing I want to tell you guys is that I trade exclusively currently on Pionex. If you are not part of Pionex, click the link below. We'll help you get started. Send me a message here on YouTube. Send me a message on Discord. Send me a message on Telegram. Feel free to DM me. I'm not a person who's going to be like, oh, well, no, it's feel free. Feel free to DM me. Watch Twitter as well. I've been trying to post some things on there. However, let's go ahead and let's get started. So first thing I want to do is I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the style that I have. So ACM, it's an altcoin. And what is going on with my style is I like to do what's called zone to zone trading. I like to do very, very quick kind of flips. Okay. And so what I've done is with this coin, I've kind of looked in the past, and what I've noticed is, and again, I'm not doing leverage. So this is not leverage. So even if it goes out of this range, it's not going to absolutely destroy me. Okay. So I see this area right in here. Okay. And I'm looking at it. So in that area, that's the one I'm looking at. And so what I want to do is I want to try to get a absolute low, which would be around in there. Get a line going. And then so that's my wick low, and my candle low, I'm going to put about right there. So what I end up having is I have a box area that ends up coming out. So I go and I find my box, if I can find it, there it is. And I kind of put a box in this area. Now I know that area is huge, and you're probably saying, obviously it's probably going to bounce somewhere in that area, but I take those away and I continue on. Okay. And we'll talk a little bit more about kind of my thoughts behind this. So then what I end up doing is I come up to an area that has some either support or resistance from the recent past. And what I ended up finding was I had this. This area right here, which also flows over kind of this area right here. So what that ends up looking like is you go and you get a zone for those. So I'm going to put right there and about right there. So then you have another box that you can put on your chart. Again, this is the way that I trade, especially altcoins, stuff that I know that there's probably not a ton of people trading it at that moment, but it's kind of what I end up doing. So then I'll back down a little bit and I'll see if there's any other things that are kind of sticking out to me. And what I noticed is where was it? I noticed like in this area, so you're having some in this area. So I noticed that it came down here. Here, I'll show you guys. Came down here and came back up, came down here, came back up. It came down, and yes, it did close lower than that 790 area. However, what I also noticed is it came back up rather quickly, and it came down to 771. Here's the thing, it's coming up rather quickly after it dips down like that. So my thinking behind this is, if it does come down, it's probably not going to stay down for very long, which if we go back and if I go back and I put a line around this area, because we have candle, these wicks are not really going to bother me too much. Okay. With my there it is. With my lowest point being 790, that means that I've basically gotten into the position, and 790 was the lowest point that I would buy. So 790, I bought all the way down. I had to wait a little bit. I'm not going to stress about waiting. And now I'm predicting, I'm thinking that it will start ending up coming up simply. And it may hang out in this area for a while and then come up. But I do think, if nothing else, we'll probably get a wick up. So what I've actually done is, and here's a trick for those of you who are not sure how to get it done. If you make a bot, if you create a bot, so that's what I've done. I've created this bot, ACM USDT. I have my range of 7.9 to 8.8. So if I go and I look at 8.8, it's going to be around in here. I feel comfortable. I feel good about that price being hit. And again, if nothing else, if it just wicks up there, fantastic. If you create 7.9 to 8.8 and then try to put a take profit in while you're creating the bot, it will not do it. It'll say that you have to make it higher. Your take profit has to be higher than your higher grid. Okay. I hate that. That is the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. Anyway, what you can do is go ahead and create the bot. Immediately after you create the bot, go to details, go to parameter, and then you can type in your close bot at 8.8. So there is no, it has to be higher. Your take profit has to be higher than your highest price. It is, you could take profit at whatever profit or whatever price you want after you have already created the bot. Okay. So if that is something that interests you, I have it going from 8.8. Well, let me flip that around. My lowest is 7.9. My highest is 8.8. I have about 25 grids, and I'm looking at 0.32 to 0.37% profit per grid. All right. All right, everybody. Again, we are trading right now on the weekend. Be prepared. Be mindful of those dumps. Hopefully something fancy happens and I get to make another video with some spectacular stuff coming up. I do not know what it is. I will say my contacts have said that Pionex is working on some really, really cool updates with stuff. Again, I don't know what it is, but be on the lookout for those. I'm going to try to get a hold of those and try to see if I can't give you guys an update a little bit before everything starts happening. Okay. All right, everybody. As always, I hope you guys have a great weekend trading. I hope you guys have a great week trading. Hope you're securing those bags. And I want everyone out there to stay green. See you next time.